You know, if there's one thing I absolutely hate more than wind gusts ruining my videos and realizing it too late, which is the reason why I'm recording this at like 9 p.m. right now, it's easily going to be blizzards. See, I don't mind a normal, perfect snowstorm, but one thing I do not like at all are really bad blizzards, because if you don't know, it just ruins the whole fun of having some nice snow on the grass. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a simple way to prepare your chickens for two different types of blizzards, because not all the blizzards that you're going to be dealing with your chickens are going to be the same. And if you don't know what a blizzard is, it's a snowstorm, but a really bad one with a lot of wind to it. So without any further ado, let's begin. The first thing that we need to take note of, obviously, is the different types of blizzards that exist. So we have the first type of blizzard, which is a lot worse than the second one, if you have more snow on the grass, obviously. The first type of blizzard we're going to be talking about today is going to be the blizzard type, where it's just 33 degrees, windy, and snowing a whole lot. That is one of the worst things, because if it's snowing, you know, like 10 inches, and it's like late March, and it's like 33, 34 degrees, you might have a shot at a couple power outages because some of the buds on the trees are coming in. And chickens are actually going to feel a little bit more inclined to come outside if it's 33, 34 degrees for one specific reason. Because in the late winter, 33 degrees isn't terribly cold. Like, it's not terribly out of place, obviously. Versus the second type of blizzard, which we're going to talk about in a minute, which is the type I'm a little bit more familiar with, because obviously I was raised up here in New England, so I know exactly what to look out for when a blizzard's coming on our front doorsteps, and I generally know which one is worse, obviously. First of all, they're not really going to be coming outside as much as I just said they were. The reason is just because they don't like snow. Like, I'll just say that. So you're going to have to put the feed and the water in the chicken coop, which, if you guys don't already do that, then you guys probably know it creates a massive mess in there. I personally leave it outside unless it's snowing, then I'll throw it in the chicken coop and just let them have at it if they need to. Give them some treats, and walking around in snow is just one of the worst things, because I absolutely do not like it when my shoes get all soaking wet because of the snow, which really sucks. The second type of blizzard is what I like to call the New England Classic Blizzard, which basically is where you get a nice old snowstorm and it's like 19 degrees. This is similar to what happened back in January 2022. We got a big old blizzard here, and honestly nobody had any clue what was happening. Like, we were either going to get 3 inches or 3 feet of snow. All that we knew is that it was going to be a blizzard, and on the last day before the snowstorm, we changed from like 2.5 inches to 12.5 inches, and it kept going back and forth until nobody had a clue what was actually happening. We got about 10 or 11 inches of snow, and the chickens did not like that one bit. This is actually a whole lot more dangerous for your chickens, and obviously they're not going to be coming outside too much, so one of the easiest ways to solve this is what I'm about to be talking about in the next part of the video. But the reason why they're not going to like this too much is quite obvious. They might get frostbite on their comb, which could be a little bit of a big deal if your chicken values their comb. But obviously it's not the most important thing, but always remember, frostbite can be very painful for chickens. Now, here are some easy things that you could do to help prevent any injuries from happening in either of these two different types of blizzards. First of all, make sure the chicken coop door is as closed as possible if you want them to go outside, and just keep it completely shut if you know they're not going to go outside. Like, if you have some pretty adventurous chickens, then I'd recommend maybe opening the door a little bit. We actually used to have a system where, like, we'd have a little bit of a metal bar in the coop, and that would allow for the door to open slightly, like by about 6 inches, on like maybe a 25-degree angle, so the chickens could get outside a little bit, but it won't be letting all the cold air in the coop. But if you know for a 100% proven fact that your chickens are not going to be going outside whatsoever, then it might be safe to just leave them in the coop. And obviously you need to give them some amenities. Give them some treats, give them some food and some water, and regularly replace it. I'd say 2 to 3 times a day for the water, depending on the flock size, and about once a day for the feed, because you don't want to be giving them day-old feed specifically for your chickens. So the care is quite simple. Not much different than a normal snowstorm, I must say. The only difference is that if you have an electricity in your chicken coop and the power goes out, then you may want to be giving them a little bit more of some extra care after that. Now, once the storm is done, what you can do is you can go out there with a snowblower, because most blizzards produce a lot of snow, and we already know surely that we don't want to be shoveling all that. I mean, I've done it before, and let me just say, I had to shovel this 14-inch snowstorm back in December 2020, and it was the hardest thing. Even though it fell at 22 degrees, that was 14 inches of snow. So obviously the snowblower would have been really helpful there. So you want to get out there, snowblow, add some straw down, and obviously you want to install some stuff that is going to be really necessary for this. Click the video on the screen right now to find out some stuff that might be necessary, and a lot of other chicken products that'll also be pretty helpful. Sorry this is recorded late at night. I promise this is the only one of its kind for the 12 days of the chicken. I'll be catching you guys on Monday. Goodbye, everybody.